Hello and welcome to my video about polynomial review. So just a review from what you should hopefully remember from last year, but if not, make sure to take a look at some practice questions that I've given out and whatever to practice this stuff, because this is very important for this course. All right, so here we have just an example of expanding. We have some examples for factoring, and we have to rearrange. So to expand the following terms, what we're going to do is we're going to have to FOIL in our numbers. So first of all, let's start with the more complicated one. We're going to move and we're going to FOIL out the x to the x and then minus 3. So x times x is x squared, and minus 3 times x is negative x, or minus x. Okay, next we're going to have the 2 multiplying to both other parts. So we're going to be left with 2x minus 6. And so far we are doing pretty well. Now we're going to multiply the 5 into all the different parts. So let's actually just start with that. X squared, 5x squared minus 15x plus 10x minus 30. So expanded, this is our final answer. So there's two different parts here, multiplying into the brackets and multiplying two binomials with each other. That is the challenge. At any point, if you feel like you know what to do, pause the video, try it out, and then press play again and see if you get the same answer that I do. All right, factoring is also relatively, well, hopefully you remember some stuff from last year. But the first step is you should be trying greatest common factor first. So in this question, we have a 2 that we can be dividing up from every one of the terms. So let's do that. We're going to take out a 2 here. We're going to take out a 2 there. And we're going to take out a 2 here. So once we've done that, we can go one more step. Actually, let's do a different color. Let's use green. Okay, so we can go another step and we can take our trinomial and we can break it up into the two binomials. So we've got y, and then we're going to have a one of the 2 is going to be a minus, but let's just talk about this for a second. If this here is positive, the only possibility for the 2 things that multiply to get it would be 2 positive numbers or 2 negative numbers. And if this is negative, then you know that you have to have some negatives in there. So let's make sure that we have both negatives, and then we can move forward. So what times what equals 30? Well, I always suggest you start in the middle and then work your way out. So 5 times 6. So yes, that works. We call that the product. And then we sometimes say PSA, product sum answer. So that's the product. That's the first step. Then you have to look at the sum. So if you add those 2 things together, it has to equal this. So yes, that works. 5 plus 6 is 11, and they're both negative, so it's negative 11. Awesome. And then product sum answer is our last one. And basically, if you multiply this out, will it get you the same thing? That would be one way to check it. Alrighty. Okay, this next one here is a difference of squares. Here, let's do it this way. Difference of squares. And the key here, or there's 2 keys, I guess. The first part is it has to be a difference, so this has to be a subtraction. That's what difference means. And it has to be squares, basically meaning that this part and this part both need to be numbers that are perfect squares. Okay, so it's a difference of squares. So if you have that, then you can do this step. So you're going to do the same sort of double bracketed thing here, and you're going to take the square root of the first one. So x squared, if you want square root is just x, and you're going to take the square root of the second one, and it's going to be a positive and a negative, or a plus and a minus there. Square root of the second one, which is going to be 2y, and now we have that factored. All right, and last but not least, rearranging algebra is super important. This one is like key to science and to math, but especially like physics. So this one is super important, and really any graphing as well. So this is a really key one here. So rearrange to the form of y equals mx plus b. This is y-intercept form, most important linear equation form. So let's rearrange this whole thing. Well, we want to get the y by itself on the one side, and then we can move from there. So first of all, we need to get the y by itself. So to move a negative 5 over the equal sign, what we have to do is we have to add 5. We have to do that to both sides. And if you do opposite operators, so opposite of subtracting is adding, opposite of dividing is multiplication, and vice versa. If you do opposite operators, you're allowed to move things around. So we just did that here. So now we have 2y equals 3x plus 6. All right, and then we have to move the 2 over to get into y equals mx plus b. So we're going to divide by 2, because right now we're multiplying by 2, so opposite operators. And we're going to divide by 2 like this. Remember, you have to divide the whole side, or you can think about it as if it's in brackets. So this 2 and this 2 cancel, so you're left with y equals 3 over 2x plus 3. All right, so this is our y equals mx plus b. Awesome. I hope this video helps you understand and remember some of your polynomial expanding, factoring, and rearranging. Good luck.